and welcome to another exciting edition of Best MTG Decks Ever. I'm your host, Joseph, and today I have a brand new deck for you. Let's go take a look at the deck. I call it Davros with a dragon because we are running Davros, Dalek Creator, and a dragon. Let's take a look at the commander. The commander is 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red, Menace 3/4. At the beginning of your end step, create a 3/3 black Dalek artifact creature token with Menace if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn. Then each opponent who lost 3 or more life this turn faces a villainous choice. I get to draw a card, or they discard a card. We will be proccing our commander's ability using Dragon's Approach, which we are running 19 of. With Dragon's Approach, it deals 3 damage to each opponent. So we'll basically get 3 procs. We're either going to draw 3 cards, they're going to discard a card each, 3 opponents, or some combination of that. Like I'll draw 2, one will discard 1, or they discard 2, I draw 1, or whatever. So let's take a look at the deck. Let's look at the creatures first. We've got Ragavan, which is just ramp and getting some cards. Same with Dockside, just ramp. Now we've got these 2 cards right here, which we're going to be using as like a ramping mechanism. Instants and sorceries cost 1 colorless less. This is red and blue spells cost 1 colorless less. Electromancer is mainly going to be used for making our Dragon's Approach cheaper. Nightscape Familiar will be making Dragon's Approach cheaper, but also Archmage Emeritus, Talron Sky Summoner, and Rhystic Study. So not many other hits. I guess also Cyclonic Rift. We are running Birgi, God of Storytelling, just to get a little bit more mana. We're running Imperial Recruiter, which is going to allow us to grab either Archmage Emeritus, Stormkiln Artist, Talron's Sky Summoner, or Dockside Extortionist. And we have this dragon. So the dragon is used with the synergy of Dragon's Approach, because Dragon's Approach has another ability. You may exile Dragon's Approach and 4 cards named Dragon's Approach from your graveyard. If you do, search your library for a dragon creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So we would wait till the end of the turn of the opponent that goes right before us. We would exile 5 of them, and then we would bring Ancient Silver Dragon onto the board, so we would get to attack with it that turn. And whenever he attacks or deals combat damage to a player, you roll a d20, and then you draw cards equal to the result. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. So on average, you'll draw 10 cards, and we use that to get a bunch more value and get more Dragon's Approach and start casting Dragon's Approach. On to sorceries. Sorceries, we've got Gitaxian Probe. We just use it to dig. We've got Blasphemous Act, good little board wipe, very cheap. Ponder and Preordain, just more digging. We've got Demonic Tutor for finding stuff. We've got Siphon Mine in here, which kind of works with the synergy of making our opponents discard and we draw. This is actually combining both of those effects. So if we got 3 opponents, they discard 3 cards, we draw 3 cards. Good to go. Toxic Deluge is just another board wipe. Mizzix Mastery is a way for us to finish the game because we've got overload for 8. So let's say that we've got 4, or we'll just say we've got 5 Dragon's Approach in our graveyard. We don't need to get Ancient Silver Dragon. We've got Mizzix Mastery. Boom, we cast Mizzix Mastery. We get to cast all 5 of those simultaneously. Everyone takes 15 damage. It's, that's going to shut out a lot of games. Once you get to that point, because you would have probably already casted those 5, so in total, you would have done 30 damage to everybody, and probably everyone's dead. For instance, we've got Deflecting Swat, Fierce Guardianship, and Offer You Can't Refuse. These are all just counters. Miscast, Swang Song are counters. We've got a board wipe in the form of Cyclonic Rift, Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, another Tutor, Mystical Tutor. For enchantments, we are running the standard blue Mystic Remora and Rhystic Study. However, we are also running some interesting cards here. We've got Smoke. Smoke is each player can only untap 1 creature during his or her untap phase. We're not going to be winning by attacking, and we don't want people to attack us that much. We basically want to set it up so that we're destroying people's hands and just slamming out Dragon's Approaches over and over and over again and killing them that way. So we kind of drag the game out a little bit, and this just prevents us from getting beaten in combat. We've got Stranglehold. Stranglehold, your opponents can't search libraries. If an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. Now this one, you can switch out for any other thing that you would really want, but in a meta where there's people that are searching libraries or getting extra turns, this is perfect. You could switch it out for like a Dothy Voidwalker or an opposition agent. Now we've got Arcane Bombardment. This is sort of like another win con. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, exile an instant or sorcery card random from your graveyard, then copy each card exiled with Arcane Bombardment. You may cast any number of copies without paying their mana cost. So this is highly likely to be getting Dragon's Approach, because our graveyard's going to have a lot of Dragon's Approaches in it. And then when we cast our Dragon's Approach, if we exile one from Arcane Bombardment, then we're going to be getting another Dragon's Approach every turn. If we've got two, that's more, and it just keeps stacking up and getting more crazy. Finally, we've got artifacts. With artifacts, we are running Chrome Mox, Jeweled Lotus, Lotus Petal, Mana Crypt, Mox Opal, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Arcane, Signet, Felwar Stone, Is It Signet, Mind Stone, Ruby Medallion, which helps us cast more Dragon's Approach for cheaper, Talisman of Creativity, Talisman, and Thought Vessel. Now, we are running two artifacts in here, which are not just mana rocks. One of them is Sphere of Resistance, so this is like another stacks piece. We want to run the game out a little bit longer. We can handle this Sphere of Resistance. We just want each turn to just keep doing a Dragon's Approach, making them discard, drawing cards, and just doing more stuff. And then we've got Strionic Resonator. This is going to help us double up our commander's ability. So when we cast Dragon's Approach for that turn, everyone takes 3 damage. We get 3 procs from our commander, and then we would use Strionic Resonator to copy that. So then everyone's going to either discard 2 or we're going to draw 6. Lots of value. And then we've got a bunch of land. So that is my Davros Dalek Creator. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck, and I will see you in the next one.